So as you can see from that introduction, we're on Anglesey, so you can see South Stack just in the distance. Our accommodation is behind me. So yeah, we're just going to head over to the headland that's kind of opposite South Stack and have a little look for a bird that's there's not many of them in the UK. There's 250 to 350 pairs, and it's the chough, the red-billed chough. So obviously it's in the corvid family. So to everyone else, it look just like any other crow or jackdaw. Is probably the most closely related to that you would see quite commonly in the area and on the cliffs as well. So yeah, but we are going to be visiting South Stack in this video as well, so I'm going to kind of tie the two together. So yeah, thanks for coming, and we'll get over the headland. There'll be other species to see as well, stone chats and wheatear hopefully, and yeah, we'll see what we can get anyway. Thanks for coming along. Oh my days, what about that then? Going forward into this video, as much as I can, I will refrain from saying I'm chuffed with this, chuffed with that, but I can't promise anything. So it's probably, I mean, if I'm saying I'm chuffed, that means we've seen some chuffs. So to be honest, you've got to let me just got to let me do your head in with that one, I'm afraid. So yeah, let's get on and find these chuffs anyway. So yeah, commonly known as a red-billed chough as well, because there are different choughs, so alpine choughs as well, which I've probably seen more of alpine choughs in France than I have of the red-billed chough. So can't wait to try and get some shots of these. I've got me Prostaff P3s, Nikons, we've got binoculars, so hopefully it should make the job easier. So yeah, let's get on anyway. As you can see, it's a very sunny afternoon, so it's going to be a little bit harsh, the light, to be fair, but hopefully we get the odd cloud come across and just diffuse it a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. This time of year, when we're going into kind of spring to summer, you can suffer with a lot of heat haze through the lens on bright days like this, and obviously the shadowing that it creates on the subject. I mean, you can see the shadowing all over me now. Doesn't make for good images sometimes, but blackbird going crazy over there. So yeah, you have to keep your eye out for like ring ouzels and things like that around this kind of place. It's almost like a lowland kind of right on the edge of the cliff, so it's very heathery and gorsy and very scrubby as well. You can see behind me, so probably a chance of a few warblers. But yeah, the main subjects today are those typical ones that you see on coastal areas, which is chough obviously, which I know they're down this stretch of coastline. They are very mobile though, chough can be. So along the front, I don't know if you can hear that in the background, you get a lot of meadow pipits. This one's just sitting down in the grass or in the heather. Lovely. As I was saying, the light's a bit harsh. I'm trying to stay really low, not get too close to this pipit to get the right light direction. It's still calling. He hasn't moved. Can hear choughs in the background as well, which is good. Oh, and I can see them, 3 chough. So we know where we're going next as well. Get some video of this boy as well. one thing that is also gorgeous as well, and you get this on Skomer Island, it seems to always remind me of, but this Wheatear, which is absolutely everywhere along these cliff tops. You can see there in front, and it's ever so picturesque, especially when the sun shines through actually. So it does make it kind of aesthetically pleasing for the choughs. So if you can catch them around those areas, and Wheatear of course. So yeah, I'm right, chough straight away, right behind me. So the giveaway for a chough is the call as well. It's a call that you wouldn't really have heard before unless you've heard choughs before, obviously. So that's kind of the giveaway. It is kind of like the jackdaw in terms of tone and like how high pitched it kind of is, but it's the it does sound like chough, and that's where they get the name from. So I'll probably won't get any on the mic today just because it's so windy. It depends how much calling they're doing, so hopefully we will, but I'll just stick some on the screen for you, some chough noises, so you can kind of get your brain used to hearing that noise, so you can recognise your own chough if you go walking out on the cliff tops. So I don't quite know where they've gone, but it's going to keep. Oh, look at this! This is just incredible. This is typical chough coastline. So if you go around by Skomer as well in Pembrokeshire, obviously we're in Anglesey, North Wales, but in Pembrokeshire there's a lot of choughs as well, right by where you take the boat to Skomer. So that's a little tip, because a lot of people just wait for the boat and go to Skomer and don't see the choughs while they're there. So, but this is the same. It literally, it's almost a carbon copy of what it is like around the Skomer cliffs. So it's worth just popping round and just having a little look. So I've been walking along the front, and there's been no, unfortunately, no Wheatear action just yet. But I feel like once I find the spot, we'll probably find the Wheatear just while we're looking for the choughs. Really, I did see one the other day, but I kind of stopped to kind of find the choughs really. But the choughs have been very mobile along this cliff edge, as they often are, especially when it's windy. So, but it has been coming to this area frequently, and there's two of them just landed down here. So I'm going to see if I can just get close enough. They are quite accepting birds, and obviously they have a lot of walkers coming down the coastline and things like that, and they can be very accepting. They are, especially up the top of the South Stack. But these will be the same birds as well. They cover a good ground, a good bit of cliffs. They'll be nesting somewhere on these cliffs. So yeah. Anyway, I think I've got to them now. So we're going to see if we can keep it quiet. Yeah, you can hear them. Look. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. See if we can get them. So I've just come across the Wheatear while I was actually approaching the choughs, and sitting on that kind of bit of rock there with the water behind it, and it was kind of sparkling behind it. I ended up taking video though, because it wasn't really the best kind of composition for a still. One little tip I will say as well, if you are coming out to an area like this, which is really exposed obviously off the sea, well, I mean you could be anywhere and it'll be windy, but just might happen to be the weather system that's in at the time. So a little tip would be, and I've done it a few occasions this week because it's been really windy, is take the lens hood off. It's quite difficult on a day like today where you've actually got a bit of, you know, harsh light. You might need it, but generally if the light's behind you anyway, you're probably not going to get the use out of that, because the wind might be coming from the opposite way of the light. And trust me, the difference that it makes having your lens hood off with the wind and control of the camera and keeping that camera as steady as you can when it's so windy, it might make the difference between getting the shot and not, in my opinion. And I think it has this week for me. So I've spent a lot of the week with it off, purely because I'm not shooting into the sun anyway, so I don't need any like glare protection or anything like that. Obviously it's good protection in general for the lens anyway as well, to have your hood always on, which I generally do. But some occasions like this where it's just that windy, the wind can grab you inside your lens hood, and it'll just rag the lens about, and you haven't really got any real control. So just a little tip that I've found this week that might be useful for you guys as well. So just bring a bag with you, because I've been having my bag and just putting it in there instead. Or what you can do is, if you've got a strap that you can bring one of the straps off pretty easy, just strap it on the back behind you, and it'll be loose and it might get in the way a little bit, but it's better than it not being on the camera, honestly, in such harsh winds. So yeah. Oh, so I've just had a really lovely moment actually with a chough. I'm chuffed to bits, to be honest with you. Oh, I've literally, it was just behind me. If you look, see where that, there's like a bit of armeria that I was talking about earlier, that kind of coastal wildflower that you see on Skomer and a lot of cliff faces. Luckily I was able to kind of come up to this post, use this as a bit of a tripod to keep the camera still. Got some lovely video close up, obviously that's not far away. So all I did was just a slow creeping walk up to the choughs just while they were feeding. Really, really slow, because they're too intelligent for you to try and trick them. So you may as well just go really slow, just gain that trust very, very slowly. And they were feeding away for probably a good 2 or 3 minutes on just that mound where clearly there was a food source inside, and they've just moved on down there. Because periodically they will do that. They'll just kind of clear an area, and as a pair they'll just move on to a little site probably about 40 yards away from where they just were, and feeding again. So really it's the same kind of cycle that they just keep doing all day. And it wasn't because I was too close, because I was sitting here for about 2 minutes just videoing and taking some photos. So I knew it wasn't me because I'd already been here for a few minutes. And they just decided to move on. I'm going to probably just follow them a little bit for a couple more goes, and then we'll just leave them to it, I think, because that's probably enough chuff for us, to be fair. So I I did manage to catch them before they were here, just sitting on the front of the cliff as well, right with the sea in the background. You can't really tell the seas in the background, but in a good bit of light. And the cloud had just gone over for a minute and kind of diffused it a little bit so it wasn't too shadowy. So I'll stick those on for you as well. And there was a lovely bit of arm area, not too much, but just in the frame, which made it kind of nice. So all those Chough photos and footage I've managed to just get, I'll stick on for you now, because Chough, what a fantastic bird. And yeah, not one that you see very often, so nice to just get some nice photos of them. And obviously a lot of these birds are ringed, so these birds have got rings on their feet, which is obviously for their benefit. So yeah, awesome. So a huge thank you to everyone who's joined me this evening and this walk. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed walking it with me. And yeah, Wheatear, not so successful, but still some and nice to see. Obviously Chough's star of the show, so yeah, absolutely chuffed with today and how it's gone. So yeah, hopefully you can join me for another Anglesey trip that we'll have next on the channel, hopefully for you. It might not be the next video, might be I might do something else next video and then show you South Stack, which is in all its glory behind us just there. So yeah, thank you for coming along, and yeah, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe, and drop a comment below. See you later.